We're in New York. We just arrived like a couple hours ago. We already had a good burger and walking around Chelsea. Nice. Huge conference tomorrow, same format as London. So it's going to be an exciting day.
Nice view.
Yeah, looking great. Everyone's just coming into the room, and we're going to kick off the super conference in about 10 minutes. So yeah, looking forward to the day. Should be awesome.
It's good to be with the team again after London. It's great seeing everybody. Went through the list of the presentations. There's some fantastic topics. I think it's a great learning experience for everybody who's attending and for whoever watches the video afterwards. So yeah, exciting. Look forward to it.
Morning guys, how's everyone doing? You good? Welcome to New York. The problem in the United States is a little bit different for retail traders than the rest of the world. The leverage isn't really available. And that brings a very, very different challenge, because when you want to represent your trade ideas using options, the problem with using options is that most of the time, you're not actually in the retail space going to get the liquidity and the prices that you need to make money. What we're going to try and do today is show you guys how, and give you all the tools you can represent trade ideas, and also Jason and Hichem are going to show you as well how to basically find the best shorts and liquidity and represent your trade ideas within the options market. Really good idea to start off, basically looking at the landscape of the guys in their average lives. So giving them a bit of clarity on what their exposures are in their pensions and what strategies they need to implement to ensure that they're growing their money consistently over time with the intention of retiring wealthy. So yeah, we went through all the strategies and all the things that they need to do. And now all the guys are going to present 45 minutes throughout the day and basically show these strategies in detail of how they actually implement everything.
Yeah, this is going to be my presentation for the day. One of the most difficult tasks of the market, which is trying to find good short trades. So, as we've been saying, our solution here is that you need to take control. You need to have a retail brokerage account running next door to your conventional, traditional pension provisions, obviously, which is the RA, the 401k. And initially, what we're talking about here is at the very least having the ability to short indices, sector ETFs, so that you can hedge your general market, your general industry or sector risk. But also, as I mentioned with the third aim of shorting, we want to generate some absolute returns where we actually make money out of falling stocks. It's quite amazing. If you're around for long enough, you watch human beings making the same mistakes over and over again. So the words that you should be most fearful of in an investment environment are, this time it's different. It's not, it's always the same. There might be a different cause, it might be a different bubble, but bubbles will always occur in whatever asset class, in whichever sector. It's not the same reason. You know, obviously last time round it was subprime. Before that, we had the dot-com boom, but bubbles will emerge. It's just human nature. So these are the kind of situations that we're looking out for as well.
So here you have the track record of the two funds. Now the reason that I put this up here is because I use covered call strategies on both these funds. And as you can see, that has helped the performance quite a bit on an absolute basis and on a relative basis. So the idea is that with everything that we're talking about today, these are tools for you guys to use to improve your performance. And this is very relevant to what they do. It's very important for them to use these covered options for their tax purposes, and they take advantage of this. So, you know, we're here to teach them.
Well, what I can tell you is I've been following Anton and the Institute since 2012. And back then, when I was in college, I did a lot of research into different trading educators. And I found out, I always get coming back to the Institute because they seemed like the only place where they actually have a genuine interest in teaching people how to trade. So that was good. And then this is my first time going to a super conference, and just having all the mentors coming together and just seeing their experiences and listening to them and what they have to say about what the things they've been through. It's really great, and it's definitely very valuable for me, I feel like. So great experience overall.
There's no magic formula in trading. There's no, this is always going to happen. There's no, trading is not a science. It's a scientific art. But market makers aren't stupid. If they know there's an earnings event, implied volatilities tend to go up. And that's when you want to own options, generally around market catalyst-driven events. Be clear, they're playing a different game than you most of the time. So you need to understand what game they're playing, which is their game is volatility. And why? Retail, generally, they have no idea how options work. And they just end up punting options. They look at an option and say, I'll buy that. That looks good. Why? I don't know. It looks good. I'll make a lot of money on this. But they end up punting them, they end up worth zero. You know, one of the reasons is they decide to trade an option before they do proper research on the underlying stock. Someone looks at a put option, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a good, that company's go to zero. Why? I don't know. You have to do work on a stock and then decide whether to trade options, not vice versa, which is what retail usually does, and that's why they end up usually with no money.
I'm the Institute's statistical analyst. I also help produce some of the educational content that we do with Anton, and I run the research and reports through the website. So we have a bunch of like macro research and risk reports and data that we sell through the website as well, and I run that. What I'm going to talk about today is the importance of volatility, how you can measure it, and some of its uses. All the spreadsheets and supplementary material that you see in today's lecture will be made available to you afterwards. And I've also put in some interesting, more complex strategies that you can try and implement by putting calls and puts together, putting those profiles, payoff profiles together. And they're down the bottom of the sheet. So you guys can have a look at that in your own time and see what you think. Basically, the format of this talk is going to be, half of it's going to be a traditional kind of PowerPoint presentation, and then we're going to move over to an Excel workshop type format, where I'm going to go through practical examples of calculating both realized and implied volatility.
The US pension system is the most mature in the world, and people have been very active themselves and, you know, self-determining their own pension schemes as well, and trading within their pension and having trading accounts. So the knowledge here is very, very good compared to the rest of the world. So yeah, as much as us presenting, we're also having conversations during every seminar with all the guys in the room, and everyone's volunteering their information and asking great questions. It's amazing.
So the strategies that you were doing 15 years ago, now they are everywhere on internet and people know what to do. Having said that, day trading is still alive, okay? That's why I'm still alive at the moment. My view is day trading, or let's say short-term trading, is the best way to add performance to your book. Over 20 to 50 years, because you're putting your money now for your retirement in 50 years or 30 years, you want to be able to trade your book or your positions over the years. And from time to time, that means probably 20% of the time, you will have a spike in volatility, and you want to be able to trade your position and add some performance. Okay, so we're going to look at three different scenarios.
Financial institutions are buying the shares. How much do you think your retail allocation is going to be in that case? Exactly. So basically, if the deal's good, you're struggling to buy shares. If it's crap, you can have as many as you want. Having seen this many, many times at Goldman, that's exactly how it works. The deal's good, you can't get any. If the deal's bad, have as many as you want. Fill your boots. And one thing about IPOs, especially in the small and mid-cap space, can be very much driven by hype. So you can be as little or as much invested as you want to. So you can be fully invested, over-invested. You can sit your hands and do nothing. That is a massive benefit which none of you guys really appreciate unless you've worked at a hedge fund or on a prop desk. You can do as much or as little as you can. And as I think it was Gregoire and Jason both said about when things are going well, this is when you increase your positions, increase your risk. As Anton said about putting more money into your margin account, put more money into your positions when you're making money. And having done this for a long time, there will be periods where you just can't make money. Everything you try is just wrong. You're out of sync with the market. If that's the case, scale everything back, get back down to zero, and give yourself the flexibility to start again.
So I started at Goldman's, moved to GSAM, which is their asset management team, and that was a long-only fund in Australia. We're doing bottom-up DCFs. And the reason I mention that is because the presentation I'll be speaking to today is about something that I think is probably the most important part of the trading process, and that is matching personality to process. If you're running a strategy or a process that you don't really believe in or doesn't really suit your personality type, you'll be in positions you don't necessarily understand or you don't necessarily know why you're even there. And so when you are losing money, you'll question why you had those trades on, you won't know how to respond. Do you add to the position? Do you cut the position? Do you hang on and try and ride it out? You'll have no conviction, I guess is the point. So you'll be shaken out of the trade fairly easily. When you're in a big trading floor environment, you can very easily spot the guys who are good at handling losses and being emotionally detached from their P&L from the ones that aren't. This is why traders get paid base salaries. Even the best traders at the biggest hedge funds still get paid base salaries. And I would never encourage anybody in retail to quit their job and make trading their source of income. It should be a way for you to accumulate assets and accumulate wealth and grow your assets, not a source of income. And the reason why professional traders still get paid base salaries is because as soon as you do rely on trading for income, it messes your head game up completely. Because trading P&L is lumpy, you can't rely on it. Yes, over a year you might make 15%, but you may have had 3 months where you've made nothing. And when you are relying on that cash flow to pay the bills, groceries, rent, all those other things, the market owes me money for a coat or whatever it might be. And you go to the market to get that money, and you're going to the market with a complete wrong mindset, and you'll end up getting killed by the market.
So yeah, guys, thanks for coming. I hope today was useful for you. Certainly, I think it's worth the $300. Don't know about you, but I hope it was very useful, and hopefully see you at the next New York one or on a vacation program. But yeah, keep close to the Institute. Only good things are coming. Take care. Well, yeah, it's actually our inaugural super conference in the US, in New York. And actually, we've done a North American seminar tour where we've been to Los Angeles, Miami, Dallas, Chicago, Toronto, and finished up in New York. And actually, it's been an amazing trip all round. Like, met some amazing people, taken on a whole new class of students across the US and Canada. It's just been phenomenal. And we've made another addition to the Institute along the way. We've hired Ben Berg-Green, 22 years in the market, run trading desks all over the world. He's going to be our new mentor on the West Coast in Los Angeles. And Ben's going to launch seminars towards the end of this year. So really exciting developments. Couldn't be happier with the way things are going. It's amazing.
You always get hearing about these guys.
Being able to talk to these guys one-on-one, I mean, these guys are professionals. It's very motivational, and you can really learn a lot from talking to Raj and Anton and these guys that have been in the industry for, half their lifetime. So it's pretty awesome.
Everyone has different sorts of questions, and some of them might have questions that you might not think about, but then you realize, oh, it's actually a good question, and I also want to know about that. So I think there's definitely value in meeting other people, not just people directly that are presenting to you, but other people that are interested in the trading aspect. It's really good.
We're going to have drinks, and I am fortunate to have a dinner with one of the mentors, so I can get more information about the Institute and maybe get involved more. Yeah.
Lots of inquiring minds, but these guys will be future stars. have